Hello guys! So here you want to get better at the game Century Age of Ashes, eh? You want to get better? If you ever want to up your game and you want to increase your chances of getting them victories, then building the right team comp and using the right abilities for each game mode is very, very important. That will bring you to the next level. So here I have some pretty good team comps for 3 different game modes. Huge shout out to Crouton, one of the best players in the Century community. They were super helpful and provided this information, and I just gotta throw it out there. It's good stuff to know. So we're gonna go over Carnage, Spoils of War, and Gates of Fire. So in Carnage, you're definitely gonna want at least one Phantom. Phantoms are very important because they do super high damage, and they have blasts and mines. And those are really good depending on the map and depending on the player using it. Next, you're going to want to have a Marauder, especially after this latest patch. Their damage has increased, their frost bolts are better now, the gust cools down faster, and those are huge things to have. Then you're going to want to have a Wind Guard with the Curative Orb ability so that you can keep your Marauders topped off with max health at all times. That way the Marauders can go off. Now the third class for this, I would say kind of depends, because the Thornweaver would be a really good option, except the passive just got nerfed to 1 stack instead of 4 stacks. So I would say either Thornweaver, another Marauder, or another Wind Guard. Either one. Next we have Spoils of War. I would say definitely 2 Marauders with the Gust ability that only farm gold, nothing else. Don't concentrate on any of the objectives. Then you could go a Phantom with Blast or a Marauder with Frostbolts. Mainly to go after other players, killing them, getting their gold, and to go after all the objectives if needed. Like the bomb, the gem, all that stuff. The key. Then you want a Wind Guard to keep everybody topped off and to heal up your gold farmers like your Marauders, because that's going to be especially important if your enemies are very strong and they're dealing a lot of damage to your Marauders. You want to keep them topped off so they can always just stay alive and grab that gold, baby. And on the Wind Guard, you could use Blast for extra damage or Curative Orbs to keep them healed up. Now, the 2 Marauders that are farming gold, they always need to go for the shield and the health regen at all times to keep themselves alive. Just pick up all the shields and all the health regen. That way you can continue farming to about 1500 gold, which is hard, but you can do it. You can do it. Just get as much as you can and then throw all that gold in at the very end. That way they can't touch your coffers with bombs or anything like that, and you can surprise them with 3000 gold at the very end. If you can do that, you're gonna win every game. Next we have Gates of Fire. So a lot of people don't know this, but Phantoms, they can make an amazing flag carrier. It seems like a bad idea at first because they have the least amount of health, but they can evade fireballs easier. Also, them putting mines on the gates is a great way to blow up your followers. They can also use Blast to be more offensive when they're chasing other flag carriers, just knocking them away so they can't get through the gates. They have a lot of really good utilities for this type of game mode. And then for the next class, you can go Wind Guard with the new Curative Orb ability, especially if the player is really good with it. Because you can't go wrong healing your flag carrier or healing anybody else on your team. Then you can go a second Wind Guard, which is very viable, very good. If you don't have one of those laying around, you can always go with a Thornweaver with the smoke. Even if, you know, the passive is a little nerfed, it's still smoke and it still has a very good passive. But I think you should probably go with a second Wind Guard, that's my opinion. And then I would say throw in a good old Marauder with Frostbolts to help pick off people. Kill all the enemies chasing your flag carrier, or just kill your enemy's flag carrier. It's really good for that kind of stuff. And those are just some really good team comps to try out in those game modes. And what also helps is just learning each class. Give yourself some time with each class. Try to feel them all out. Get pretty decent with each class. That way you can fill in any position you need. If they need a wind guard, boom, you're a wind guard. If they need a thorn weaver, boom, you're a thorn weaver. If they need a phantom, blah blah blah, you get it. Just put some time in with each class. Plus, it keeps it more interesting. Doesn't get boring. Doesn't burn you out if you play different classes. But yeah, give it a try. But yeah, you know the deal. Till next time, have a good night. Have a good day. See you guys in the skies. Take care. Wait, hey, ow!